Welcome, welcome. It's Unscrew the News. Bruce Joel here. Excited to bring some more critical information as I always do to you. And I'm grateful that you are joining me. As I usually say, make sure to get more eyeballs on this information. Share it out to your socials, share it out to your friends and your family. They will not be disappointed with this next interviewee that I've got coming up. So excited to have him back. It is Dr. Clint Steele. We'll talk to him in a second, but I just want to let you know that he has a new book out. I want to get into some of the tricks and hacks that he is bringing forward with this latest book. We'll talk a little bit about how he can hopefully help you live a better life. And before we get into it, I want to say thank you to my circle of friends and influence, especially over the last 5 years, has certainly shaped all of us into the people that we are. And Unscrew the News would not be here had it not been for those struggles. So God bless you all, and thanks very much for participating in this journey. Before we get started, I want to say that I do suggest you checking out, because you know what we lived through in 2021 when the Canadian government decided that they would shut down bank accounts because you donated to the trucker convoy. Well, I found a solution that is Bow Valley Credit Union right here, in Alberta. They are, I believe, the foundation of our future to help bring Alberta to a nation state. Give them a look up on my website at unscrewthenews.com. Go to the top, you'll see Bow Valley Credit Union. Open an account. You've got to do this. This is critical for your family and the future of our generations to come. Anyway, we're going to get into some great information from Dr. Clint Steele. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of a bio on Dr. Clint Steele. So he is a chiropractor known for brain-based approach to health, which focuses on the nervous system and the brain function rather than just pain relief. He is also an author, speaker, and a founder of Brain-Based Health Solutions. And he has, I think, some of these techniques. I think that they're so groundbreaking. He said that there's some people that came before him and obviously broke some trail, but nobody else is talking about this. And I hear him and I see him and I think, this is so amazing. We have got to share this information. We have to know how to take care of ourselves. Anyway, let's bring Dr. Clint Steele on, and we're going to get into it here. Thanks very much for joining me, Dr. Clint Steele. It is so awesome to have you. I know that we've had a bit of trouble getting you on between my schedule and your schedule, so I'm grateful that you've taken the time to come and share with my audience what you are up to.
Well, I appreciate you having me. Number one, number two, I just want to say to those listeners, man, like I love what you're doing. More people, man, guys, you listen to this stuff. I heard your intro here, Bruce, and it's unbelievable. It like baffles my mind, the stuff that is happening. And those of us that are like-minded, that are loving this information, guys, you've got to get it out to more people. So please share this. Not just this, obviously, because I'm on, but all the stuff that you're doing, Bruce. Kudos to you for stepping out and being a leader in doing this stuff. And those of you following, please be good followers and share this, right? And be leaders in your own right and share this amongst those people that you have leadership to as well.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Before we get into the meat of what I wanted to talk about, though, you mentioned something, and it makes so much sense to talk about this right now. The reason that you do what you do, the reason that I do what I do, and many other like us, is that we don't do it because we want to. We don't do it because we wake up and go, you know what? I think I'm going to do something that is completely against the grain, and everybody's going to hate me for it. So I'm going to continue to push this boulder uphill. No, it feels like, you have children, you have a family, you know that this is survival mode. We are doing what needs to be done for the betterment of our community, of our family. Is that not why we do what we do?
I think we're doing it because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do. Like putting medication in your body because big pharma tells you guys is not the right thing to do. I've got a book right here, guys. I've got a book right here. And it's not my book. This is called Doctored. Guys, it's by a guy named Charles Pillar. Basically, this guy just goes out and he's an author, right? He writes for magazines, for newspapers, he writes books. This talks about the fraud and arrogance and tragedy in the quest to cure Alzheimer's. Guys, this is what Big Pharma is doing. He shares in this book how Big Pharma lied multiple times with their trials and just fudged the results to
Hmm.
make people believe that, oh, the medication is right for them, right? Guys, how many times do we have to go through this, right? It started back in, if you guys remember, I mean, I could go way back, but we'll just go back as far as um, cigarette industry. Oh no, doctors say it's good. They were being paid off to say no, cigarettes are healthy for you. And then slowly it started coming out, right? Boom, all of a sudden, oh, now it's not good for you anymore. Wait a second. Guys, just look at, maybe not Canada, but in the United States, we have the FDA, right? Federal Drug Administration, right? And basically what they do is they come out and they say, oh, this medication is safe. And then on average, guys, about 3 to 4 years later, when it's deemed that it's not necessary, the FDA will come in and recall that and say, oh, we made a mistake. It's not. Guys, it happens again and again and again and again. So anyway, I'm going down this long path of saying, guys, we have to do what's right. We have to do what's right. Yeah, I love that right there, man. Like like the medical doctors would say, yeah, good, it's good for you, right? They were being paid off. I
Luckies.
understand that medical doctors are being paid by big pharma to promote and push out their medications, right? I think in Canada, you guys call it the pharmacologicals, right? Uh,
Hmm.
here in the United States, we call it medication. I think you guys call nutritional supplements medication too, though. Maybe I'm not sure, but anyway.
Well, and they're in the process, Dr. Steele. They're in the process here in Canada. We are fighting this as well. This is one of the other branches of our destruction. Is that Health Canada? Get this: the name is Health Canada, but they are in the process of taking away our options for natural health products. They want to have all of that deemed pharmaceutical, so that you have to go through R&D. You have to show that that product, I mean, they want to wipe all of that stuff out 100%. And that's just one of the other battles that we've got going on. Anyway, I'm sitting here with my cinnamon, smelling away my cinnamon
I
because
was
I
gonna
saw,
say,
I,
I was gonna
I,
say, I'm gonna share my book now because this book here, right here, guys. Okay, the majority of this stuff has to do with foods that you eat. Has to do with activities. This is 101 brain hacks to prevent and even reverse dementia. All proven, guys, by research. And very little of it, going back to your statement around the nutritional supplements as we call
yeah.
them here. Guys, there's only maybe 10 of these of 101 brain hacks are actually have to do with supplements. So even if you guys can't get supplements, there's foods that you can eat, there's actions you can take, you can change your thoughts, all kinds of stuff.
Can I just play, because I thought Brain Hack 44. I went through your X profile, and I pulled this one up because I was thinking about my wife. Just last night she said, "Oh my God, I couldn't sleep." Blah 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 blah. And I thought, you know what, this is perfect. I'm going to bring this one up here, and I'm going to show this one to our audience. Do you mind if I just play this? I'm sure you
Go
don't
for
mind.
it. Go for it.
And okay, this is a good one.
This is brain hack number 44 in my new book, 101 Brain Hacks to Prevent and Even Reverse Dementia, including Alzheimer's disease. I'm going to share with you the brain hack. I'm going to share with you the research to prove it. And then I'm going to share with you how to implement, which is exactly how my book is organized. For those who don't know me, I'm Dr. Clint Steele. I specialize in helping people improve their brain and nervous system function so they can live a better life, because your brain coordinates every function in your body and every decision you make in your life. Brain hack number 44, guys. This should be a no-brainer, but stop watching the news, especially right before bed. In most cases, guys, news is negative. This negative news causes your beta brain waves to increase. It increases cortisol levels. It increases neurotransmitters that help you survive. That negative news is moving your brain into what we call a survival state, also known as sympathetic escape or your sympathetic nervous system. When you do this, your brain does not want to go to sleep because it's going to be wired to stay awake to help you survive. Your brain doesn't know the difference between negative news and a bear chasing you or a lion chasing you or you having to escape a burning building. To your brain, it's the same thing. It is stress. So what we see is numerous research articles, and I cite this research in my book, that especially in women, watching the news at night raises cortisol levels. This is not only going to disrupt your sleep, but it's also going to affect hormonal production while you sleep. In addition, the blue screen is going to also affect your sleep. So we got a double whammy there. So your action step, guys, turn off the news and turn off all blue lights 60 minutes, at least 60 minutes before you go to bed.
That is amazing. I thought that was fantastic.
Well, I appreciate it.
Gold continues to surge to new highs as stocks fall. The threat of a global trade war is here, and you need to protect your savings. Stop trying to time the market and start buying today. Nuggetstacker.com.
That. It's but like you said earlier, it's common sense, right? It's like literally common sense. It's like, yeah.
But we've been brainwashed. Like literally, we have been brainwashed and hacked to make us inefficient, sick, tired, overwhelmed, stressed. Like you say, I mean, this is. I'm getting into it a little bit deeper, but I mean, I believe that this is not, by accident. These news programs and you're absolutely right. Like the news just before you go to bed, you're totally jacked up on on the cortisol. You're thinking all about what so and so did. Here in Canada, we're talking about Carney and that jerk, and Justin Trudeau's now out with Katy Perry, and we're like, oh, that guy is such a jerk. He's ruined Canada. And now he's dating Katy Perry. She's obviously a what is it called? What do we call that person? An astronaut. Like, what the hell? I mean, she's obviously not that intelligent that she's dating Justin Trudeau blackface anyway. But anyway, yeah, that's the news for us, right? Daily, bombarding us with this bullshit.
And the thing is, though, Bruce, it's not the one-time thing, right?
No,
it's the habitual every single day. I've got to watch the news. I've got to watch the news. I've got to watch the news. I've got to watch the news, right? And it just adds and adds and adds and adds. And what that does, that creates a pathway. It's called a neurosynaptic pathway, where there's a law that we know is called the Hebb's law. It's basically neurons that fire together wire together. So what happens is it's almost like building a road, right? Where we start to build this little trail, and then all of a sudden it turns into a paved road, and then all of a sudden it's 2 lanes, and then before we know it, it's a 4-lane highway, right? And
right.
This is the easy way for our brain to just, okay, it's 10 o'clock at night. It's time for my brain to do this. Boom. I've caused the cortisol, right? It just becomes a pattern.
Right. Well, you know what? That's a not necessarily a positive way, but I want to share with you a bit of a personal story. So my daughter was born, she had a stroke at birth. And we learned a lot about brain activity and, stroke and trying to figure this out. But she lost a big portion of brain in having this stroke at birth. And, we did a lot of research, like I said, trying to figure it out. And, she created new neural pathways so that she could be a functioning person. Now she's an adult, she does all the things that anybody, could ever want. She just has a bit of a different route to get there. But we always treated her like there was nothing that really held you back. You just have to, find your way of doing things. So
I love that. That's so amazing. Good for you, first off. But I get a lot of people ask me questions. Well, I've had a stroke. I've told part of my brain has died, and there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, that's a lie. That's a bunch of crap. Right? Because what we know is that your brain is going to figure out a way. It's going to figure out a new neural pathway to go around that damaged part or that part that can't grow back or whatever, it's going to create a new pathway. 100%.
Never say never, right?
Yeah. Awesome, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
anyway, so let's talk about your book a bit more, because obviously you've got 101. Do you mind sharing another one that you might have off the top of your
Yeah.
head
You
that
know
you
what?
really like to
One of the,
share?
well, I'm going to share some. I'll share one. I'll share a couple, if that's all right. One of the first things I do when I dive into this book is I've got to remove um, some of the beliefs that are out there. Right. Most people
Right.
believe that dementia is, there's no cure for it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's all lies, right? And so I get into that and I prove it by just using your logical brain. For example, and we may have shared this in the last episode, I'm not sure, but I think it's important for people to understand that, a lot of people will say, well, it's due to genetics. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay, let's do this then. According to geneticists, 20% of the world population has the gene for dementia. 20%. Okay. So you take 8 billion people, 8.2 billion people, right, in the world. 20% of those people have the gene for dementia. So we're talking what, 1.6 billion. Okay.
Sure.
1.6 billion, which
Yeah.
if it was due to genes, 1.6 billion would have dementia, right? Well, okay, let's take out 50% of those people because they're under the age of 40, right? The kids aren't going to get dementia, obviously.
Sure.
But so let's take 40 and over. So we're still at 600 million people that should have dementia if dementia was due to genetics, right?
Right.
Do the numbers add up? Right?
No.
This is the logical reasoning behind this. And so I get people to understand. Same thing with age. Oh, it's due to age. I can't tell you how many medical doctors tell patients, oh, it's due to age. There's nothing we can do about it. Okay,
Right.
if that's the case, then 100% of 80-year-olds should have dementia.
Right.
And it's not the case. It's just stupid. Guys, don't think this way, right?
Yeah.
You hear something from your medical doctor that tell you that, like, okay, I got to figure this out on my own. Think logically through this. It doesn't make any sense, right? So that's a brain hack in and of itself, right? Getting people to understand, wait a second,
Absolutely.
this doesn't make sense. Okay, now I'm open, right? And
Okay, I
so
want to show. I want to tell everybody you can get his web. You can get to the brain hacks. So 101 brain hacks right through my website. Go to unscrewthenews.com. Go to books and businesses we like, and I've got it here number one right now because it's my latest book that I've added. And then I want to just show everybody, if that's okay with you, where it goes to from here. It takes you to this to his website, and you can get the book right from here. Shipping, you can choose your format. Apparently, you can get it online as well. Right?
yeah, we have an ebook. You can get it on Kindle through Amazon, or you can get it
Oh, sorry.
a paperback copy through Amazon as well. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. It's there for everybody. You can find it there. Okay, go on. Sorry.
All right, just some simple ones, right? And you guys, these are really simple. One of the ones that I like, let's see, I want to pick a good one here. So many good ones.
Well, there's 101 of them, everybody. 101. We got a
Here,
ton.
here's a good one that, again, your medical doctor might be telling you, well, your cholesterol is too high, so you need to stop eating eggs.
Yes.
Okay. So, guys, this makes absolutely no sense, right? Because the majority of your brain is made of fat, right? Of cholesterol. And so we
Mhm.
need that cholesterol for our brain to function properly. And so one of the things I've got, brain hack number 33, include eggs multiple times a week in your meals, in what you eat, right? And I've got this broken down, why it works. So I'll just read this to you guys, why it works. Eggs are one of nature's most complete brain foods, especially their yolks. Guys, you've got to include the yolks in this, right? The yolk is plucked with choline, which is a precursor for something called acetylcholine, guys. You need acetylcholine in your brain to remember things, for your brain to function properly. And the egg yolk has choline. It also has B vitamins, which are needed for proper brain function. It also has omega-3 fatty acids, right? So the research, numerous studies find that regular egg consumption is shown to lower dementia risk. One study of over 1,000 older adults found that those who eat 2 or more eggs per week had a significantly reduced risk of developing dementia. Then I got the action step. So I've got the why it works, the research
Yeah.
behind it, and then I've got the action step. Eat the whole egg, guys. Aim for minimum 2 to 6 eggs per week. Consider organic or pasture-raised eggs for highest nutrient density, and then incorporate eggs into your first meal of the day to start your brain off strong. There we go.
Amazing. Amazing stuff. So one of the things that obviously you get a lot of, and you just sort of mentioned it, is that you get people that have had a stroke, that have had the dementia, or that there is a parent that they're probably dealing with that's going through that. Now, do you have solutions for once you have dementia or once you have the onset of dementia? Do you have
Yeah,
solutions for that as
absolutely.
well?
Absolutely. Before I go there though, I got to ask, earlier you mentioned, Health Canada is making all nutritional supplements, yeah, I got to go through through your doctor. So
Yeah.
now I'm wondering, are they going to make it so you can only buy eggs if you get a prescription?
Oh, I'm sure that they wanna do all of that. They wanna eliminate the ability to have seeds to grow,
Oh my God.
cilantro or celery in the backyard. I'm
Yeah.
sure that
It's
that's what they
nuts.
wanna do.
By the way, herbs, another one, guys. If you want to go to the, uh, dementia prevention spice, no, yeah, dementia, let's see, dementia prevention spice blend.com, dementia prevention spice blend.com. I've got a
Okay.
spice blend, guys, there that includes cinnamon. You mentioned earlier cinnamon. You're smelling your cinnamon. You can
Yep.
smell it or eat it. Either way, it's very beneficial to the brain. I've got a whole spice blend, guys, on preventing that all these spices have been shown to help protect the brain, help improve cognitive function, and help even improve memory. So we've got cinnamon, we've got ginger, we've got cayenne. If you want to include cayenne, you don't have to include it if you don't like cayenne pepper, but it's very beneficial for the brain. But if you don't like it, you can pull it out. And then the other one we have is turmeric. Turmeric is a great anti-inflammatory, right? And so what I do is I mix that in honey. I'll put a batch together. I'll put, and by the way, the research shows 1/8 of a teaspoon, guys. Very, very small amount. It's not a lot. And you can put it in your food if you want to. But what I like to do is I like to put it into a blend. I'll put some honey in there, make it organic honey, right?
Yep.
Wild honey.
Yeah.
And I'll put it in the fridge. I'll take a spoonful every day. And then what happens after you have it in there in the fridge for like 4 or 5 days, 6 days, it'll start to harden a little bit, and it'll turn
Okay.
into like a brittle, like a peanut, not peanut brittle, but it'll turn into like a honey brittle. And you can take pieces of that, and I just eat a little bit each
Oh,
morning.
is that right?
So I make sure I get that in.
So remind me again. So it's, honey and turmeric?
So honey, yeah. So if you go there, I've got a video on it, and you can download the PDF. But it's honey, turmeric, and guys, these are just spices you can get from the grocery store, right? Without a
Yeah.
prescription, without a
Yeah.
prescription, hopefully, right?
Well,
Turmeric,
hopefully.
turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, and then if you want to add cayenne pepper, you can add cayenne pepper as well.
Smelling my cinnamon while we
Oh my
speaking.
gosh. So anyway, going back to your question, Bruce. Yeah, like here's the deal, and I want to break this down. Can you put the camera back on me, because I want people to be able to see this, if you don't mind. Basically, guys, this is the foundation of being able to prevent and even reverse, in many cases, dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Understand that there's the cause of dementia, guys, is stress on the brain. Stress causes the brain to move into survival mode. When you are in survival mode, the cortex of the brain, your logical thinking brain, goes offline. It shuts
Hmm.
down. It's
Hmm.
kind of like putting a cast on your arm, right? It's still there. The muscles are still there underneath the cast, but what's going to happen to those muscles if you put a cast on that muscle?
They're going to atrophy.
It's going to atrophy, right? It's going to degenerate. And so you take that cast off, all of a sudden it's not as strong. Same thing happens to your brain. When your brain goes into survival mode, it goes offline. And the reason it does that is because the cortex of your brain is used for logical thinking, right? And when you're in survival, when the brain thinks it's in survival mode, it has to survive. It passes it on to your amygdala. Your amygdala is your survival brain, right?
Mm.
And your amygdala is so good at keeping you alive, at making sure that you stay alive, that the logical thinking brain says, you know what, I'm gonna let you take it over, dude. Like, you're so good at this, let's do it, right? And so the cortex goes offline, which,
Ah.
guys, if it's a bear chasing you for 60 seconds or a minute, or I mean for 2 minutes, then it's fine, right? Boom, amygdala take over. Do what you need to do. You need to
Yeah.
increase my
Yeah.
heart rate. You need to increase my blood pressure. You need to increase my breathing rate. Let's do it, 100%. But then 2 minutes later, it's done. That bear is no longer that bear. That bear got caught by someone shot him or whatever, right? It's no longer there. Now my brain should say, okay, cortex can come back online. I can start to go back to my memory, go back to my logical thinking, downregulate my nervous system, downregulate my breathing, my heart rate, my breathing rate, everything slows down. Neurotransmitters now that are released don't have to do a survival mode, right? All's good. The problem comes in that the brain doesn't know the difference between a bear chasing you and a financial stress or a relationship stress or a fear or a worry stress. To your brain, it's just stress.
Right.
And so what happens is your brain now says, oh, I've got stress again, so I'm going to give that to the amygdala. So what happens now, we have long-term chronic stress. And so what happens is your cortex goes offline for not 60 seconds, not 120 seconds. Instead, it goes offline for days and days and weeks and months, right? And so it stops functioning as well as it should or could. And so here's what you got to do. It's a two-step process, guys. Number one, we've got to stop the degeneration. That means we've got to stop the stress.
Yeah.
Stress comes from chemical stress. So guys, those pharmaceuticals that you're putting into your body, that stresses out your brain because those are chemicals. Your brain has to figure out, what do I do with these chemicals, right? That is a stress, okay? Number two, a physical stress. Not moving your body, sitting in a chair all day staring at a computer is stressful to your brain, okay? Sitting around in the couch all day is stressful to your brain. Also, going out and running a marathon every day is also stressful to your brain because that tells your brain, hey, we're running. I guess we've got to escape a burning building, right? We're in stress mode, right?
Yeah.
And then the third one, which most people obviously think of when they think of stress, is emotional stress. So anyway, there's three types of stressors. So what we've got to do is we've got to decrease the stress. So we take your brain from degenerating here. By the way, we also know that your brain can regenerate. It's called neuroplasticity. Most people are aware of that term. If you're not, it's been proven time and time again that your brain can build new pathways. It can build new neurons. It can develop new neurons well into your 90s. Guys, we've got proof of this. It's called neuroplasticity. And so at a foundational level, Bruce, what happens is this. You've got brain degeneration here. You've got brain regeneration here. So if we have one of those balance, what do they call it? Scale, yeah, balance scale, right? We've got degeneration here. We've got brain regeneration here. It's too far on the side of brain degeneration. So your brain is going to degenerate. What we have to do is we have to tilt it, right? We've got to stop the brain degeneration. We've got to increase the brain regeneration.
Right.
When we do that, okay, we can many times see a reversal of strokes, of dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease. We've reversed. Here's the problem, okay, is when people get to this point where it's too far gone, when they start to lose their ability to understand what's happening and to remember things and logically think through things, this is when we've got a big problem. And so this is why this book is so important, guys, because you need to get on this ASAP. As soon as, here's what happens is most people, sorry, Bruce, I'm talking so much, man.
Oh yeah, go ahead, man.
What happens is people think, oh, I'm starting to lose my memory, or, I can't do that math problem that I used to be able to do. I can't figure that out. Oh, well, no big deal. Maybe I just go on a medication. Guys, what did I just say about a medication? Medication is a chemical. It stresses out your brain even more.
Sure.
So what happens is these people either go on a medication and cover up the problem, or they ignore it. And then all of a sudden, then it gets to the point where it's too late, where they can't logically think through enough of this to be able to start to reverse this. So,
well,
anyway.
I mean, you add toxicity, right? So you go to the pharmaceutical, or you go to the doctor, and they prescribe pharmaceutical for you. And then that usually has some side effects that you have to take another medication for to deal with the side effects of the first medication, and then so on and so on and so on.
That's what it all comes down to, is the brain trying to have to figure out, okay, you just put chemicals in my body that are changing my function, my physiologic function. I need to adapt to that. I need to figure that out. Well, it figures it out, tries to adapt to it, and then another side effect, right? Then another side effect. At some point, your brain says, you know what, I can't do it anymore. I give up.
All right, I want to go to this this hack here with the cinnamon that I keep bringing up because I think it was brilliant as well. Do you mind if I show that one?
Go for it.
All right, stand by here. All right, you might recognize this guy.
Good looking bald guy.
Good looking guy in a hoodie.
There are 4 amazing things that smelling cinnamon does to your brain. You're going to love this, guys. For those who don't know me, I'm Dr. Clint Steele. I specialize in helping people improve their brain function so they can reduce their risk of anxiety and depression and Alzheimer's and dementia and Parkinson's disease and more. Make sure to follow me. I've talked about it before. I love something called olfactory training, also known as smell training. The reason I love smell training so much, guys, is we don't have to worry about this getting into my bloodstream. I don't worry about digesting or breaking down a supplement. I just smell. That smell goes directly through my sinuses to my olfactory nerve to something called your olfactory bulb. This happens within seconds. And here's what the research shows, and we could do this with a number of different essential oils, but I'm talking about cinnamon right now. Here's what the research shows that smelling cinnamon does for and to your brain. Several studies have shown it not only helps to improve memory, but also spatial awareness. It also, number two, has been shown to increase attention span, which in today's society is huge. So really good for those that have ADD, ADHD especially. In addition, it boosts mood. So this is really good for depression or those days that you're not feeling so well, you're kind of feeling down, smell some cinnamon. And lastly, research shows that smelling cinnamon regularly helps to reduce anxiety. All of these benefits, guys, help reduce your risk of end-stage neurodegenerative diseases because it moves your brain out of survival mode into healing mode. And when your brain moves out of survival mode into healing mode, that's when it can regenerate instead of degenerate. This means your risk of dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, and more goes way, 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 way down. And what I like to do is I like to combine mine with 4 different scents, and so I will alternate each scent each day. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to bettermemorythroughsmell.com, bettermemorythroughsmell.com. Also, make sure to check out the research on that website as well, on that landing page.
Dude, you are such a wealth of information. This is amazing.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
And you got a ton of websites, obviously trying to direct people to different options. I've gotta include when I upload this, I'll try to include the websites that we've talked about so far, like Dementia Prevention Spice Blend. We'll definitely include that one for sure.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks so much. So what else? Like I said, you're just this wealth of information, and obviously you're passionate about sharing this with people so that they have a better understanding of themselves. This is such an uphill battle, though. You and I talked so far about Canada and how screwed up Health Canada is. I mean, they call themselves Health Canada, but it's completely the opposite of that. And obviously, in your country, you have the same issues. You have you're fighting the tide. You're fighting against the tide of, and I'm going to use this term that I hate using, but misinformation. These lies that come out from the pharmaceutical industry, the indoctrinated doctors that really, didn't do much research. You basically had to leave the profession to start to realize, hey, there's a lot more information than I was trained with, right?
Well, no, I think as a chiropractor, I was trained in this, right? This is the foundation. Unfortunately, a lot of chiropractors kind of got away from it and they moved more to the medical model of chiropractic, which is neck and low back pain, because they were kind of being bullied around or for whatever reason. I don't know what,
Sure.
each doctor's reason is, but, it's funny that you say medical misinformation because I was just kicked off YouTube for medical misinformation.
That's YouTube misinformation. That's not medical
everything that I put out is all backed by research. I mean, it's all out there. So, what I would tell people is this: guys, use your logical thinking brain. Okay, here's the thing, and I have a number of people that I work with from Canada. And actually, I think a couple of them are in Alberta. They're farmers in Alberta, and they asked me. They said to me, our medical doctor wants us to do this and that. And so, again, guys, I don't want to tell you what to do, what not to do. I want you to think through this process. And so, I want to walk you through this. If you want to prevent or reverse dementia, Alzheimer's, or Parkinson's disease, or whatever, right? and this was a farmer that I was talking to. And so I said to this farmer, I said, listen, you run a successful farm, right? And they said, yeah. And I said, so if you wanted to grow your farm even more, would you go to someone who has never grown a farm, who has never had a successful farm? What would the answer be, Bruce?
What would be a no?
That would be ludicrous, right? But yet here we have people that want to prevent and or reverse dementia, Alzheimer's, or Parkinson's disease, and they're going to a medical doctor, and that medical doctor has never prevented or reversed dementia, Alzheimer's, or Parkinson's disease. So
Right.
why would you take advice from them?
Because he has a white coat.
It makes no sense, right?
He has a white coat. That's why.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so that's one of the questions I tell people to ask is, listen, if you want to do this, you want to prevent or reverse any of these diseases, you very simply ask your medical doctor, have you ever done that before? Chances are they're going to say no. Chances are they're going to say, no, it can't be done as well. And again, right here in my book, guys, this is one of the brain hacks. It can't be reversed. That's one of the lies that's being told, that's being believed, that it can't be reversed. And yet there are 3 research articles published, guys, in the last 4 years, one of them from Harvard University, right? Now, obviously it's not McGill, so please, but Harvard University, guys, actually reversed dementia in 52 people with lifestyle.
Wow.
All the stuff that we're putting in here, guys.
Yeah.
So, if your medical doctor says, no, it can't be reversed, no, there's no research to prove that, or they say, no, I've never done that in my practice, boom, fired. You're fired. Sorry, I'm going to go find someone else.
Yeah.
Now in Canada, it's probably a little bit more difficult, but in the United States, we can do that. But
all right, I'm going to bring up one more thing I want to show everybody. Where is it now? Gold continues to surge to new highs as stocks fall. The threat of a global trade war is here, and you need to protect your savings. Stop trying to time the market and start buying today. Nuggetstacker.com. Come on, back up here. All right. So just a little bit about 101 Brain Hacks by Dr. Clint Steele. This book gives hope, not just information. Rewire your brain, prevent memory loss, boost mental clarity. For years, we've been told that dementia is unavoidable, that fading memory is simply part of aging. Bullshit. But Dr. Clint Steele has seen a different reality. After nearly 3 decades in practice, he's helped countless people reclaim focus, clarity, and confidence in their minds. Now he's sharing everything he's learned in one powerful, easy to follow guide. 101 proven brain hacks to protect and even restore your brain's performance. This is a gift. It's a gift to people. So thank you so much for doing that. I hope that over the years, do you have any sense of how many people, like, are people reaching out to you? You said that they're calling from Canada, they're calling from Alberta. Are people reaching out to you and saying, I just need, my wife has done this, or my husband's done that. Is this what your daily life is like now?
This is it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it. They get people, my parents or myself. A lot of people are, it's myself. I'm starting to notice I'm having memory issues. Some of the early signs, and this is important too, and this is in the book, some of the early signs of brain degeneration are sleep problems, right? High blood pressure is a sign of a brain that's degenerating, that's stuck in survival mode. Anxiety, depression, high cholesterol levels. High cholesterol, high blood pressure. So, guys, these are early signs that the brain is having a hard time downregulating, having a hard time moving out of survival mode into healing mode. Okay. And so what we need to do is we need to not take that lightly, it'll probably get better in a few years, or I'll just take this medication and cover up. I can't tell you how many people I talk to and I say, how's your health? And they say, well, I just have this sleep problem. That's all. Any other health problems? No other health problems. And I'll say, are you on any medications? And time again, people will tell me, and the big one seems to be blood pressure. Yeah, I'm on a blood pressure medication.
Right.
You just told me you don't have any other health problems. Oh, yeah, I don't, because this has it under control. Okay, so what would happen if you go off that blood pressure medication? Well, my blood pressure would go up. So is it really under control? Like, Guys, you're not getting to the foundation. You're covering up. It's kind of like driving around in a car with a check engine light on and you cover it up with a piece of tape. Is the problem solved? It's not.
Great analogy.
Solved, right?
Great analogy. I love it.
It's not solved. You've got to get to the cause of the problem, right? So I don't know where that was headed, Bruce, but
that's all good.
That resonated with somebody.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's a great analogy. And anyway, my suggestion is obviously follow you, and we can follow you. I think you're on Instagram, probably the biggest platform. Is that right?
Yeah, I think Instagram and TikTok, and then Facebook Reels. I think Facebook and Instagram are saying, like, I don't even know all of it. I just know I post on these. I'm on LinkedIn now. I'm on X. I'm on Rumble. So I just know I'm not on YouTube, guys, because they kicked me out for medical misinformation. Like hundreds and hundreds of videos, boom, gone.
Just
right?
gone.
Just
Oh
gone.
my God. Yeah. Well, I'm sticking my toe into to YouTube right now because I've been opposed to it for the 2.5 years that I've been doing this. But I thought I'll try it out because it seems to be a little bit better. But anyway, so thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for creating this book and doing what you do on a daily basis. It is people like you that I want to help to, shine the spotlight on and to make sure that people understand that they have the opportunity to take back their health because you have to be your own advocate. You cannot wait for someone else to, tell you what to do. So I appreciate all that you do for you, your family, and the world, really.
Well, I appreciate all that you are doing as well, because you're helping me get my voice heard, and what you do takes a lot of guts. A lot of people listening to you, they don't realize it, but it does. So kudos to you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate your time. Let's do this again in the near future, if you don't mind. We'll do a regular catch up with you and see what is going on. Maybe we'll have some other brain hacks that we can talk about in the meantime. But keep up the good work. I appreciate all that you have been up to. And
thank you very much.
If you don't mind sticking around, I'll just say goodbye to the audience.
Yeah.
And we'll do a little catch up. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. If you are watching this, watch it right to the end. Thank you so much. Just make sure to get it out there. Get more eyeballs on this information. Obviously, Canadians and Americans all need to wake up to the possibility, and do not buy the bullshit that your doctor's telling you that as you age, you're supposed to fall apart. You are not supposed to fall apart. You're supposed to be healthy and happy right to the end. Anyway, God bless you all. Thank you very much for being here. This is Bruce. I'm out of here. Thank you so much for watching Unscrew the News. I appreciate your participation in freedom in Canada. Share this information and help others to wake up. God bless.